All right, everyone. Chelsea getting their win that they needed for the League Cup to get to the quarterfinals. In this video, we're going to break down how Chelsea won this game, what Pochettino did differently, and why Chelsea had the opportunity to win the League Cup. So let's dive into it and let's look at the formation.
Now, it should be noted that the formation that Pochettino went with was a 4-2-3-1. Now, Maddison and Palmer did rotate back and forth. Again, we'll talk about this a little bit more in this video. But the big talking point was the fact that we went with 2 CBs instead of 3. This was a huge factor because when Chelsea were moving up, they were moving up as a whole unit. They weren't doing a 3-3-3 in the midfield and defensive line, which again left flanking spots out on the outside. When we had actually the 4, or you could argue 2 CBs here, this allowed us to, again, keep our width, but also defensively wise, did not allow Brighton to, again, hit us on the counters out on the wings because Chilwell was able to cover, and so was Cucurella as well. Now, that all being said, moving forward, how Chelsea was able to score goals and dominate was all because of this player right here, Cole Palmer. This has been talked about multiple times, how Chelsea have been lacking a number 10. Now, how this was working with Chelsea was the fact that Palmer was able to receive the ball multiple times from different players in this spot right here in between the lines. The thing with Palmer is that he's able to receive the ball and turn his body towards goal when he receives the ball, which again creates channels for Mudryk, Maddison, and even Jackson, which as we saw was leading to the goal itself. Yes, we probably should have had 2 goals called offsides, but still, Palmer was the key factor in that scenario.
Along with Palmer, the big takeaway was Mudryk, who actually did receive a standing ovation after he came off as a sub. I think he played phenomenally well, not just this match, but the last couple of matches. He's been growing as a player and getting better and better. If you have not watched my video, I had posted maybe a couple months ago how Pochettino is going to be able to unlock Mudryk, and we are starting to see that finally with how he's kind of crafting this player to make runs down the sideline, but also cutting in and playing these through balls onto Jackson and any of our attacking players. Mudryk, I think, has the capability, again, reaching higher heights, and if he can keep going in the right direction, he will be very lethal in that final third because of his pace. A lot of players cannot keep up with him. I would argue maybe Kyle Walker and just maybe a few other players can actually keep up with his pace, and therefore, again, if he can start harnessing all that potential of speed, pace, and dribbling ability, he will be a force to reckon with. Now, there are some talking points that we need to talk about in this match, though. Robert Sanchez being one of them, who again was pretty shaky in the first half. He did get a little bit better into the groove during the second part of this match, but had Brighton taken their opportunities with some of those poor passes, this would have been a completely different game. I think Chelsea would have been just chasing the game after the first half, but luckily they were not able to capitalize that, and it came down to Chelsea finally scoring their goals and capitalizing on their chances. Now, we did have more chances. The refs themselves, I don't want to go into full detail because I think they were pretty poor overall, not just for Chelsea, but also on Brighton's side as well. But that's a whole nother story because we've been dealing with just terrible refs for pretty much the last couple seasons, not just Chelsea. I feel like every team's been dealing with this poor performance from the refs itself. But overall, this was a great win for Chelsea. They go into the weekend now playing Fulham for the league itself, and therefore they can use this momentum to again hopefully get a win, because yes, we get a win in the League Cup, but you could argue it is the League Cup. No one really cares about this until you get to the final, but getting this win is vital for Chelsea because we need some type of momentum. The way the season has been going for us, we've been just stuck in mud, and get the win right now to go into this weekend for a London derby against Fulham. We totally need this. We will be missing Nicholas Jackson, so it will be really curious to see what Pochettino does with our lineup. Maybe do a false nine with Raheem Sterling, but still, it'll be up to Pochettino. But I do actually look forward to us having to change formations once again, because this allows Pochettino to be a little more creative and hopefully get different players that have not been playing to step up and play well and start putting pressure on some of the starting 11, because if they're able to do that, that then causes this issue where every player is going to start playing better and better, because again, each player is pushing to get a little better and try to start over them, and that's what Chelsea need to again get back to their winning ways. So that is all I have for you today in this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that, and I will see you in our next video.